Today I'm going to read the story Go to Bed Monster by Natasha Ling to y'all. Before I read the story, I would like to hear your stories though. Have you ever tried to go to sleep at night and then have something in your imagination keep you awake that you just wanted to get up and color or draw or write down or play with? Let's share our stories. You guys have some really fascinating stories. I picked this book because I used to do the same thing when I was younger and probably still today. I would start to go to sleep at night and then something would hit my head and I would want to get up and write it down or color or draw it. I don't know how many nights I've thought just some simple idea and I just had to get out of bed and write it down, and then that one little simple idea turned into a 2-page poem or a really big painting or even rearranging my room at midnight. And this story I think relates because I would not intend to stay up all night doing it, but my imagination just wanted to keep me up all night. So let's see how this story can relate. In fact, last night I actually stayed up most of the night drawing a monster. He's here to help me read the story today. Does he look scary? Let's see if the monster in this story is scary or nice. What do y'all think? Yeah, I think he may be a nice monster too. Look at the cover of the book. He kind of looks like he could be mean, and she kind of looks a little scared of him. Go to Bed Monster, written by Natasha Ling, illustrated by Sylvie Kantarovitz. See the other drawings? Not just a monster, there's a lot of things. Go to Bed Monster. One night, Lucy tossed and turned. She could not, would not, did not want to go to bed. I want to draw, she said. And there's Lucy, not laying in her bed right, and all her stuff scattered everywhere, and she just wants to get out of bed and draw. Lucy dumped out her crayons. She drew an oval body, a square head, rectangle legs, and circle eyes. There she is drawing. When she added triangles, the shapes turned into a... What do you think the shapes turned into? Does that look like a monster? Does this monster look like my monster that I drew last night? Alright, let's see what the shapes turned into. Monster! Roar! Said the monster. Do you think the monster scared Lucy? Lucy says, "You don't scare me. Let's play." So maybe the monster wasn't scary after all. Lucy and Monster built castles. There they are drawing their castles all around. They flew airplanes. Look at the monster's poor face. He looks scared of heights. Are any of you scared of heights? They marched in a parade. Then they skipped and jumped and crawled and stomped until Lucy was all worn out. Let's play Sleeping Lions, said Lucy. And look, they're all happy and everything, and then Lucy gets really tired, and the monster don't look like he's really ready to go to bed, does he? Chase! Roared Monster. I'm too tired, said Lucy. And so are you. Go to bed. Lucy drew Monster a bed, but Monster would not go to bed. Grrr! Hungry! Roared Monster. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Lucy drew a mountain of meatballs. See the monster, he's eating up those meatballs. Chomp, chomp, chomp. thirsty. And he's crying. He wants something to drink after eating all those meatballs. Lucy drew a bucket of water. There's the bucket, and he's turned up. Glub, 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 glub. He needed to go potty. So Lucy drew a bathroom for him. After all that water. More play? Asked Monster. Go to bed, moaned Lucy. But Monster would not go to bed. See? He just doesn't look like he's ready to go to bed, does he? He wants to stay up and play. Cold, whined Monster. Lucy drew pajamas. Scared! Lucy drew a huggy bear. Let's stop right there. How many of y'all try to go to bed at night, and whenever your parents start to walk out of the room, you come up with a million reasons you don't want to go to bed either? How many of y'all have ever said y'all are scared and made your parents come back in there and turn night lights on or bring you a glass of water? Anything to get out of having to go to sleep. I know I've had my fair share of doing that. When I didn't want to go to bed, I wanted somebody to be in there with me and talking to me until I fell asleep. Alright. He's crying again. He says it's dark. He's scared of the dark. Lucy drew a moon. That was nice of her. Lucy then crossed her arms. That's enough. Now go to bed. Not sleeping, snapped Monster. Maybe this will help, said Lucy. What do you think's gonna help? What does she have? A book. Do books help you go to sleep at night? Book, cheered Monster. Only if you get in bed, said Lucy. She's gonna read him a night story. Monster climbed into bed. Soft, sighed Monster. Lucy tucked in Monster. Then she read and read and read. Sleepy, whispered Monster. Lucy watched as one circle eye, then two circle eyes, slowly closed. Lucy drew curtains over the moon. She laid down her head, then she finally, peacefully went to sleep. Uh-oh. But what is Monster doing? Did Monster go to sleep? What do you think's gonna happen? Monster's wide awake and Lucy's asleep. Let's see. Oh, he just wanted to cuddle with Lucy. Let's go over the story elements. Do you remember those from last week? Yeah, it's the narrator, setting, characters, plot, and problems and solution. Can anybody tell me who was the narrator in the story? Was it Lucy? No, because it was a lot of Lucy did and Lucy said, so she wouldn't talk about herself saying Lucy, would she? No, she would say I. Was it the monster? No, he didn't tell the story either. There was Monster said and Monster did. So, this story is written in third person, as in neither one of the characters were telling the story about themselves. Somebody else was. What was the setting? Yeah, it was in Lucy's bedroom. And the plot? Can anyone tell me what actually happened? Yeah, her imagination got her out of bed, and whenever she started drawing, her imagination came to life. And she was not able to go to sleep for a long time because her imagination kept her up. And the problem and solution? What was the problem? Yeah, the monster didn't want to go to sleep, did he? And Lucy was tired. What was the solution? How did Lucy make the monster go to sleep so she could go to sleep? Yeah, that's exactly right. She read him a book. And she had covered up the moon with curtains and drawn him a bed and gave him all kinds of stuff that he needed to go to sleep. Can you guys remember? Can y'all recall what all she did? Yeah, he was thirsty and hungry, so she gave him meatballs and water and drew him a potty. And, again, do you ever do that to your parents? Do you think that your parents feel the same way Lucy did? If you keep them up all night, are they going to get tired and just try anything to make you go to sleep at night? Alright, you see my monster that kept me up last night so I could draw him. I want you to create your own monster. Take out your colors and your construction paper and draw me a monster. Draw it just like it's in your mind. You don't have to draw one like mine and Lucy's. It's waving at you. Say hey to the monster. But draw one just like you want it. Something that comes straight from your imagination. And whenever you're done with it, I want you to write me a short story to support what your monster looks like and why you drew it.